Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making chicken sabich, which is perfect for any quick weeknight meal. So let's get into it. So a sabich is basically an Israeli version of a sandwich. It has falafel and eggplant and hummus. It's so delicious, and the place that I always got my sabich from closed down, so I decided to make it for myself. These are the seasonings that I'm using: some pepper, cayenne, cumin, turmeric, kosher salt, smoked paprika, Dijon mustard, fresh minced garlic, and sumac. You don't want to miss out on any of these flavors, especially the sumac. You can get that at like Whole Foods. Now, as for the seasonings, I'm using about 1 teaspoon of each seasoning, with the exception of the Dijon mustard. I'm using about 1.5 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and I used 1 tablespoon of the fresh minced garlic. Well, I'm using pureed garlic, so I would definitely recommend those two differences in measurements, but everything else 1 teaspoon. Then I'm going to go ahead and mix it all up, get it all marinated, and I'm going to use 1 whole yellow onion. Okay, we're going to chop that in half and then dice it up really finely into little strips, and that is going to be the base of our tin pan, or I'm going to lay it at the base of the tin pan. So the chicken will be laying on top of the onions, and they're all going to cook together and just become one marinated, delicious family. We're also going to be using some fresh vegetables. So right here I have 2 Persian cucumbers, or also known as mini cucumbers. I like them because they don't retain a whole lot of water like the larger cucumbers do, which means that your cucumbers will remain crunchy. Okay, and so I'm using 2 mini or Persian cucumbers. I'm using 2 plum tomatoes. I was kind of like trying to reserve space because I have a little tiny bowl, but I eventually end up using both of the plum tomatoes. I'm using 1/4 of a red onion. Okay, so I'm slicing it finely, and then I'm going to dice it finely because no one wants huge chunks of onion while they eat their food. And all of this, as well as the half of a lemon and a handful of parsley, all of this is going to be mixed up and turned into almost like a topping for our sabich. It adds a nice freshness to the depth of flavor that the chicken, or falafel if you choose to use falafel, offers. So you don't want to miss out on creating the salad. Sorry, my phone is going off. Let me quiet this, okay? And then also you should use a fine salt. So I use pink sea salt to season up this parsley cucumber salad. You just want to make sure everything is seasoned very nicely. So here I am adding the extra cucumber, and I added the additional tomato because I was tripping. Now I'm squeezing the half of a lemon in there. Make sure you don't get any seeds because no one wants to bite into a seed while they eat. Okay? And then you mix it up, or stir it up. Oh, I'm adding the sea salt now. I was going to use kosher salt, but it was too coarse. So the sea salt, the fine sea salt, is the best way to go. And I'm mixing it up and stirring it up and making sure that all that salt, lemon juice, tomatoes, onions get incorporated so that it makes an actual like little salad situation. Okay? There's nothing worse than getting a huge hunk of parsley while you eat. Ugh. So next we're going to move on to our jalapeno and eggplant. So I washed my eggplant and jalapeno, and I'm just going to slice it finely. We're going to fry them up. That's part of the original version of a sabich. You want to make sure that you have eggplant, or else it's not official. And we're just going to go ahead and fry that until it's a nice golden color. You want it to be cooked all the way through. You don't want it to be too dark or too burnt. You know what I mean? But you just want it to be cooked all the way through. And then I'm showing you guys some eggs. We're going to boil some eggs on the background because that's also part of what makes a sabich official. Now, some recipes when it comes to sabich, people do add potatoes, but we don't want any parts of those potatoes. It's already going to be stuffed inside of a pita. You know, we don't need that much more carbs. At least that's how I feel. But whatever. I'm working my way through the eggplant, just frying them up and making sure they're cooked all the way through, because if they are not, they will be fibrous and tough. Okay, so make sure that you really fry it and cook it all the way through. Now we're cooking up the jalapenos until they blister beautifully. You don't have to add anything to it. Just drop it in the oil until it gets nice golden brown. Take it out and then we're good. All right, now we're going to take our chicken out the oven and look at that color. Come get a closer look. Look at this chicken. It is brown, baby. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So now that our chicken is cooked, we want to take our time, try to let it cool off, because I was cutting it while it was still hot. As you can see, the steam still rising off of it. And shred your chicken or chop up your chicken. You just want it in little chunks. You don't want your chicken to remain whole, because we're stuffing it inside of a pita to make a sandwich, and no one wants to bite into a bone, all right? So take your time, shred your chicken, cut it up, whatever your method is, and then stir it up with the onions. You want to incorporate all the onions. I have my salad, I have my chicken, I have my cooked eggplant and jalapeno. Now we're also gonna get some tzatziki sauce and hummus. I'm using garlic hummus. You can make all these things from scratch, but it's a weeknight, so who has time to do all that, okay? People got work to do. So now I have my pita. I'm gonna just split it in half, and I'm going to put hummus on one side of the pita. Now I'm going to add my beautifully golden brown eggplant. Then you stuff it with your chicken, onion, sumac mixture. Then you top it with some boiled egg, as well as your cucumber parsley salad. Then you top it with some tzatziki sauce, and then, you know, you can add your jalapenos on top. But that's basically it. You just assemble the sandwiches and you eat them up. Now, one thing that I did forget from my recipe is that I forgot to add feta cheese. This recipe is not complete without feta cheese. I mean, it's still good without it, right? But you know, that feta cheese adds like an extra saltiness that is just so delicious. So don't forget the feta cheese, and you can just layer it in along with how you do your egg and your salad and all of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep making these sandwiches. And also, let me tell you something. It's phenomenal with falafels. Don't hate on the falafel bit either. You don't have to just do this with chicken. And that's it. I hope you guys like this recipe. Leave a comment or question down below. And I hope you guys enjoy it, you know? Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm out. Bye.